Hi guys, it's Sue again. I just wanted to share with you a journal that I am doing for a swap with Rachel from Roxy Creations by Rachel. I happened upon her YouTube channel and loved her videos, love her whole attitude of just don't measure, just get it done. It's actually really helped me because I overthink things. I still do it, but just trying to go with her mantra is just, just get it done, put it down, have a play and enjoy the whole process. So this is the journal that I've made for Rachel in my sort of style. So I hope she likes it. She loves linen, blue and white, Marie Antoinette, damask prints, script prints. So I've sort of tried to include a little bit of all that sort of thing in here for her. So I'll just get straight into it. I hope it's not too glary. Yeah, as I said in the previous videos, I've got a new setup, so I'm just sort of playing around with it at the moment. But here we go. I'll show you. It's a soft cover, still quite firm, soft fabric, wadding and then cardstock. This linen piece has been quilted by my wonderful friend Fiona from Bub's Rugs. I'll try and link her Instagram account down below. I've patched all the cover together. Just done a little bit of, sari silk here and here. Just got a vintage antique style brad that I've got using as a closure, and then I've just done a little bold pin. I've just put obviously for Rachel. So, and I've just used a hairband, elasticized hairband as the closure there. So here we go. We'll go in and have a look. So sorry, I just move my bin and my bits and pieces out of the way here. Okay, so I'm just going to sit down now that I've got it in frame, and we'll go through and have a look. So these little pockets here I've made with some card-backed hessian, I guess you'd call it, that I'd picked up from the Case Craft store. So I've just made little pockets, added some lace trim. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat now. Okay. Basically just so I've used a little bit of torn script fabric down here, sewn all around it. You don't have to sew because you can't even really see it until you look up really close. A little bit of blue ticking, blue and white ticking, cheesecloth, and just a stamped image. Some sari silk there. I leave all my threads. Rachel's more of a clean creator, so if she doesn't like that, she can snip them off with her scissors. So and as you can see, I've sewn zigzag, sorry is what I'm trying to say, zigzag the cover as well so that it all shows through on the inside here. So this is just a fabric tag that I've made. Once again, just doing a little scrappy collage in the corner. It's backed with cardstock. It's just my business card. This is some handmade paper that I made so long ago, I can't even remember. And I've put a stencil in it to leave the imprint. And I've since gotten rid of the mold and decal to do handmade paper, and I'm sort of keen to give that a try now, so I'll have to try and source them again. So this is just a little bookmark clip that I've made as well. Just a little bit of scrap paper that I've stamped some script on, and then I've used some dimensional magic there on that. So I've just clipped that on the top here. That can be used anywhere. It doesn't have to be used in this journal if she doesn't want to. Just some rosette trim here and one of Tim Holtz's pins, and these just little cute little jewelry style tags that I've made. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to be doing a tutorial on those as well, so they're really fun. This is just some colouring in book paper that I've used. She also loves birds, Rachel, so included some birds there. And this is a little tuck that I've made using the scraps from that burlap pocket at the front. Majority of my tags are all coffee dyed with, backed with coffee dye paper or inked. This is just a printable. I'm sorry, I can't remember who that's from. I will endeavour to try and find out and put it in the comments. So this is just a little pocket that I made using some of our, we call it baking paper here in Australia. So I don't have any vellum, and I can't find my tracing paper. Still not fully unpacked, so I've just made this little pocket with this. It is damask, but it's where I've cut it. You can't see the full image, and this is just one of those little snippet tuck things that I made using bits and pieces and the rest of that burlap. So this is actually a pocket. I've just got a tag there, and then this is a pocket as well if Rachel wants to put something else in there. I tried to sort of pare down adding pockets and tucks and all the embellishments and all that sort of thing, because I thought she might want to add her own, but it's just my style. I just really struggled to do so I hope she enjoys it. But this is just a little collage that I've done in the corner there. And this is another tutorial that I'll do. I absolutely had so much fun making these tags. So it's just 2 tags that I've put together and put lace in between, sewn around, use the Distress Oxide, just a little bit of seam binding on the top, and the lovely little butterfly tab there as well. This is just an envelope flap, and I've just added a little bit of ephemera journaling cards in there. So this is the envelope, and I've just made a little notebook there, and on the inside I've just got a little bit of ephemera that I've printed out, old letter. So there's lots of room though to tuck more in there. So this is a beautiful rectangular square or square doily that I had. I've actually doubled that up just so that it's a little bit more substantial, and I've just put some Tim Holtz washi tape down there so that it doesn't tear out of the book, so just to stabilize it a bit more. This is a nice old style book, typing book, textbook that I've got this from. It's all naturally aged. It's got all the writing in it. I loved that. And this is an envelope I made just with some paper, scrapbooking paper, and I've just stamped on some homespun, stitched it down with some, you can see the stitching there, cheesecloth, and all the threads. I tend to keep a lot of threads and little snippets of natural coloured fabrics, and they come in handy just for different embellishments. So this time I've made a little nest to go with the bird and put some beads in there. Really happy with how that turned out. So it's really cute envelope. Nothing in there, but I'm sure Sarah will find something to put in there. So these are all coffee dyed, and these I've just left where I've torn them out of the book. And this is some sewn paper. I've had so much fun. I just was in a real slump, had no mojo whatsoever. So I was watching Tsunami Rose, Daisy at Tsunami Rose, and she was making these. So I made a whole heap of them. Some I've used already in some journals that I'm doing, but these are just a couple more that I've made. And so on. I'm thinking I might put these in, some of these in my Etsy shop. So they're all sewn. These are some more that I've made that I've still got to sew. It's a lot of sewing and lots of gluing and bits and pieces that you've got to put together, but really relaxing. So I really enjoyed those. So I've included one of those in Rachel's book. I sort of tried to choose the one that's got more of the blue and white. So this one I've actually backed with coffee dye paper and sewn around the edges just to give it a little bit more substance, and because some of them I've used like a newsprint paper on the back, and I just didn't like that colour in this particular journal. This one I've sewn coffee dye paper on. I've actually glued that on cardstock, so that's quite firm, but these are all on the newsprint paper, but that's all good. I can, if I don't like the look of the newsprint, I can always just sew coffee dye paper onto that back. So that's that. Just a little bit of writing paper. Tried to leave space for journaling so that she can also add her bits and pieces, her embellishments if she wants to. This was a book that I found at the post office, and it's got beautiful images on one side and colouring on the other. It's a belly band I've done with some linen and lace, and I've just made it sewn in the middle just so that it gives me room for two different lots of embellishments. So I've just made a little booklet here for further journaling. That's a bird, my bird you can hear in the background. Sorry Tui, he's got his voice on today, but we'll let him sing along. This is just one of the Tim Holtz dies that I've got that I use as a tuck, and this is just a tracing paper envelope that I made. I've just added that beautiful little printable in there. They're fun to make as well. This is a pocket page that I've made into a pocket, and I've just stamped some coffee dye paper and popped that in there. It's just some Edith Holden paper. Beautiful images, and a little envelope that I've made, and just popped a journaling card in there. This little image I got out of a herb book, and I've just haven't glued the top down so that the flap of the envelope can sit in there and be closed. It's just some beautiful scrapbooking paper. This image, this little image here, I got to purchase some cards from a lady off a crafters clearance site on Facebook. Oh, and they are just absolutely stunning. I actually got in contact with her and asked if she had any more. I'd love to buy some more. So this is just a little journaling spot here. This was inspired by Wendy at Wendy's Journal Adventures, and I've just sewn a little flip in here. Just make sure you can see that, with some ticking, and that's another one of those beautiful images. Made this into a pocket, and there's just another little notebook there. Just a little bit of fun. So that's linen lace there as well. Just some old vintage forms, insurance forms. Just another little flip out there. Some stamping. This is just a little bag that I had, blue and whites, and this is the offcuts from the front handmade paper. So I just made a little, another little notebook. Pop that in there. Just got that closed with a little bit of washi tape. And this is just a tuck that I've made. This was inspired by Sarah from the Mushroom Market, just using up scrap bits and pieces. I've just sewn some sari silk and put a bolt pin and a button on there. They turned out really well. Really enjoyed doing them. One thing I did find that I had to back it with cardstock, because this paper, book paper that I've used, is very old and very fragile, and it was just all coming apart. So, but that's okay. Some beautiful little journaling cards there. Just a fabric slip. Just a Project Life card that I've used and made a pocket. Stunning paper. It's another thing that Sarah likes to use is grid paper. She doesn't do I haven't actually seen her do any tea dyeing or coffee dyeing, but I love that effect. So I thought, well, I was going to keep it all crisp and clean, but that's my style, so I thought I'd do it in my style. So this is an envelope that I've put in the center of the journal. I've just done a ruffle trim there with some blue and white fabric, and I've covered the flap there with some paper. Yeah. And it opens up on the inside. I've just done another booklet with some more journaling space. There's a pocket there, and I've just added a Project Life card there that I've inked up, and just added another one of my fabric tags. So it was a bit of fun. And that's the back. This is one of the tags that I've done. I've done a tutorial on that if you're interested. And these were a lot of fun too, just the Project Life grid cards, and I've just put scraps and some of Tim Holtz images and just went for it and made a heap of those. So this is a scrap of one of those stitch pages that I did, so I've just covered the other side of that bag and just put some little journaling cards in there, images of birds. They're very sweet. Just another journaling card. Now this is Rachel likes Marie Antoinette, so this is Marie Antoinette's cottage, and then I've just I've done the linen pocket with the script fabric underneath. I've stitched that image on there, and these are just some images of Marie Antoinette, so I've just backed them with some coffee dye paper and popped them in there. And this is just a fold out, flip out that I've sewn on. Doesn't matter, I can leave that like that, I suppose. Caught on the tablecloth now. This is some beautiful grid paper that I found at Daiso here. I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. So I went back and got some more. I'll be using a bit of that. It's just another little journaling card there. This is the other side of that pocket, and in here I've just put a image of a bluebird. Isn't that stunning? Love that. And I've printed that on parchment paper. I'm a little bit partial to the parchment paper now. I'm finding that I'm printing a lot of my things. It obviously ends up being more expensive, but the effect is beautiful. So it's just an offcut of paper. It's a Kaisercraft paper, I think, anthology range, and in there it's just a little bag that I've made into a pocket. And these are just some plates. So there's that bluebird, but just smaller, of some more birds. I think I purchased them from the old design shop. Old design shop? Yeah, I think so. Just a little bit of linen that I had left over. I've stamped a bird cage on there, made a ruffle trim, fabric trim there. That's the other side of that book. Some beautiful lace, and I've just made that into three pockets with some tags I've made. That's the other side of that stitched page. Another one of those bird plates there, and I've just done another ruffle trim linen, and then just sewn the word nature on there, and just a little page out of a bird book that I found. Cute images, a little bit shiny, but it's just there for a decoration, a bit of a reference point. I'll get that in there now. As you can see, haven't learned how to stop with the embellishing, but anyway, that's me, that's my style. So this is the typing textbook, and there's like someone's written in it, which is really nice. An image. This is just some of the Tim Holtz wallpaper, and I've just made it into like an envelope with a pocket at the back. So that's an envelope there. And in it I've just made this little booklet with some old book paper and a Project Life card, just embellished the front, and I've used some of my eco dyed paper in there inside that. That was a lot of fun as well. I'll be making some more of those. It came up quite cute. It's so hot here again. It's just been ridiculously hot, and apparently it's supposed to get worse in February, so I'm not looking forward to that. So I probably sound a little bit blur. I'm just, with the heat, I just feel so drained. And this is the handmade paper again, and that's the back. This beautiful little linen print here is actually a printable from Rachel's shop. So I've just cut that out and sewn that onto that Hessian pocket as well, and just put a little word that I've printed out on my printer. I'll probably pop a couple of tags in there for her as well. So that is that. So it is very full, but I love it, and I'm hoping that Rachel will as well. So hope you like what you saw. If you did and you haven't subscribed already, please do so, and give me a thumbs up. I am going to be doing a few tutorials coming up, so keep an eye out for those, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care, guys. Bye bye.